What's poppin', beautiful people up in YouTube lane? I put the 3 in G value, feel me? And this video right here, what happened to Amerie. Now, Amerie has one of my favorite songs of all time. It's on my running vibes playlist when I go for jogs in the morning. The why don't we fall in love? Now, that top 5, bro. That always remind me of first day of summer, bro. Like when that song come on, bro, I just think of just birds chirping, park packed with everybody chilling, good vibes. Feel me? Kids eating ice cream. Just I don't know. That song is just great vibes. I mean, and she had a few hits, bro. She had the it's this one thing, nigga, me tripping. You feel me? So like the fact that like I haven't heard from her in a minute is just type trash, and she was type fire too. Feel me? She was fire, bro. Like I don't know if she was like mixed or something, but like she looked like she was like Asian, black, something like that. But anyways, um, yeah, like this one's talking about whatever happened to her, bro. I mean, she was on the Breakfast Club like what maybe a few years back, but yeah, I definitely don't know what happened. So let's check out what happened to her because we need one more of them songs from like back in the day. Oh, someone sing one too. So that song
What up,
just
guys? It's
great
your boy
vibes.
Ali, and welcome to Hip Hop Forever. In the early 2000s, Rich Harrison started his own production company called Richcraft Inc. At the time, he was known for producing a track on Mary J's album called Beautiful Ones. With not that many production credits to his name, Rich decided to develop a new artist, and she goes by the name Amerie. Before Amerie dropped one thing, she was just a young singer with a dream. Through a mutual friend, Amerie made contact with producer Rich Harrison
Yeah,
and
Amerie
spoke
was
to him on the
fire,
phone.
bro.
The pair then agreed to meet at a McDonald's parking lot. Amerie sang for Harrison on the spot. She knew that she was in the presence of a well-known producer and decided she wasn't going to waste the opportunity presented to her. People think, oh, the story is you guys randomly met in a McDonald's parking lot, but we didn't just happen to meet there. It was more like a meeting place, because for all I knew, he was a crazy perv or something. I didn't want to go to his studio in his house, you know? So we met there and I sang
I'm
some of the
covering Amerie.
songs that
No.
I'd written. And then he played some of the other records that he produced.
I was trying to work, into the industry. I was trying to get into the industry while I was in college, like for all of college, basically. At Georgetown. And then my last year, I met someone who knew a producer, who, Rich Harrison.
After witnessing Amerie sing effortlessly, Rich was impressed. So impressed, in fact, that he decided to work with the up-and-coming singer, and soon after that, she got signed to Columbia Records. In the early 2000s, Nas released Stillmatic. The album did well commercially and provided good hip-hop content that touches on political, social, and inspirational topics. Most importantly, Stillmatic introduced Amerie to the world as she appears on a song called Rules.
Oh, I was on that? I didn't even know that.
After appearing on the track, Amerie developed a buzz and she capitalized on it, dropping several albums throughout her career. Over the years, Amerie has decreased her music output. There was a time when it looked like she was that girl and would have a long-lasting career in R&B. However, as we got to find out, she ran into a few obstacles. So the question is, what happened to Amerie and what is she doing now?
At first, just kind of like, come on, y'all, bring it. Don't make me look crazy up here. So then,
Everybody look mad weird. Like what's going on? What's
what
going
you do is,
on?
you gotta lean into it. You gotta lean. Oh, lean. Okay.
In the early 2000s, Amerie released her debut album called All I Have. The album peaked at number 9 on the Billboard
That album
200
was
and sold
fire.
nearly 90,000 copies in the first week. The most popular songs on the album are Why Don't We Fall in Love, which peaked at number 23 on the Billboard 100, and Talking to Me. Rich Harrison produced the entire album. His signature sound matched with Amerie's vocals are perfect. They worked well together, almost like Missy.
Yeah, every time I think of this song now too is it's like a meme, and it's like you got like a dude with a hard face, and like he meme mugging is like what people would think I'm listening to versus what I'm really actually am listening to, and then that's the Amerie song in the background. That joke is bad
Luckily,
funny.
after the first album introduced Amerie to the world, the pair teamed up again for Amerie's second album titled Touch. In my opinion, this is the project that officially put Amerie on the map. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and sold about 124,000
There's
copies
one thing on
in
this.
the first week. Dope tracks on the album include Rolling Down My Face, It's Jazzy and backed with heavy drums,
One Thing.
Falling. Obviously, One Thing makes the list, Come With Me. Needless to say, the project isn't short of good songs. The project's first single was One Thing.
It's this one thing that got me slipping in
Now,
there.
according to Amerie, initially the label didn't believe in the song. They thought it wouldn't work in radio and told
What?
Amerie and Rich Harrison to shelve it, not believing in their.
Yo, it's always like that, bro. I was watching some drink about the Shaggy drink, like the It Wasn't Me, bro. It was on Vice. It was talking about how like, yo, they had it, bro. The executives was like, nah, this ain't it, bro. It took a DJ from Hawaii to play that joint, and then people was calling in like, yo, can you play that? What's the name of that song? Can you give me it? Like, can you play it? Cause around that time, that's when Napster started getting popping. So like, it's not like now you could just click it or whatever and see on like SoundCloud or something like that, bro. Like that, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Record labels, bro, ain't shit, bro. Especially in 2020, bro. They gonna tell you what's not popping, bro. Like, come on. I mean, they got the money to get you like in the door, but it's like, bro, like you gonna tell me what's not popping, bro? To shelf it? Like, come on, bro.
Amerie made a bold move, sending the song to all she knew. Evidently, her bravery paid off. One Thing blew up and took Amerie's career to another level. We actually had to put the record out on our own. It had gotten to that point because nobody really got it.
It was on
Like,
soundtracks,
if
right?
no one's
It
ever
was on
going to
Hitch.
hear it, I'd rather just have people hear it for free than not hear it at all. So we just put it out. I think over Christmas we just sent it to a bunch of DJs. I didn't know if that was going to be that.
No, they weren't supportive of the record because they didn't get it.
Push that
I
track
mean,
through.
we put the song out ourselves. We just kind of just got the DJ list together and put it out.
Evidently, this is the PC answer. The real story is, after hearing One Thing, J-Lo thought it would be perfect for her next album. She wanted it and was willing to pay anything for it. Also, the late
J-Lo, aka the opportunist, bro. She, son, still to this day, bro. The Jenny from the Block joint, bro. Shorty really was a shorty from the Bronx. That was from the block that gave her the soul, made the song for her.
we thought
So
J-Lo should
crazy.
be on the song instead of Amerie, so they passed the song to J-Lo.
But then again, she a
and
pop
restricted
star, so
Amerie from releasing the song. However, despite their best efforts to control the young artist, Amerie leaked the song to radio before J-Lo could get her version out. The song became
yeah, that's how you supposed to do it. That's how you supposed to do it.
To let Amerie run with it.
Cause the funny thing is, I could hear J-Lo on that. That's the crazy thing, bro. Like, cause like it's not. Yeah, I definitely could see on that, bro. And it would be like one of those what ifs. Yup. Good thing you did that,
A
sis.
side note, can you imagine J-Lo singing One Thing instead of Amerie?
Oh, hell no.
I could
Because
see
One
it. It's
Thing
not
was
gonna
so
be
unique.
as good,
Other
but
artists
she
wanted
got the
Amerie's
moves.
sound.
She could dance.
In fact, J-Lo hired Rich Harrison to create a song similar to One Thing, and the result of that working relationship became Get Right.
Oh wow, yeah.
Interestingly enough, Get Right was initially supposed to be on Usher's Confessions, however it didn't make the cut.
Damn. So
Rich
she
then
just
left
be
the song
coming
over
up.
to J-Lo as an apology for giving One Thing to Amerie. Apparently, Usher wasn't aware that Rich gave the song to J-Lo, and when he found out, he got
He was
upset
tight.
and demanded some of the publishing rights. I hate it, but I'd better get some of the publishing rights or else. I didn't put
Bro, she got beef with mad niggas in the industry, bro. Him. Who she had beef with? It was somebody else. It was a female. Oh, Mariah. Mariah hate her, bro. Son. She
on my
had
album
beef
because
with
I couldn't
everybody,
get it
bro.
right. But I didn't expect J-Lo to just take it. Now is J-Lo to blame for taking the record, or was Rich Harrison at fault for giving the track to J-Lo without telling Usher? Moving on. Beyonce. Now it's weird how Beyonce's name keeps coming up, but here we are. There are some people that believe Beyonce took Amerie's sound. If you think about it, Amerie worked
Wow.
with Rich Harrison first. Together, they helped usher in that go-go sound that DC is known for. Emerie's voice matched with Rich's production and writing was unique. It worked. Eventually, other people noticed their success, and that's when all hell broke loose. For the sake of clarity, let's talk about dates. Crazy in Love came out on May 18th, 2003, whereas One Thing came out on January 5, 2005. There are some people that believe that Crazy in Love is a replica of One Thing, but that can't be true because Crazy in
Not
Love
really.
came out first. However, both songs are produced by Rich Harrison, and both have that go-go sound that DC is known for. There's an obvious influence there. If you play both songs back to back, you'll notice that they almost sound identical. Not to mention, both music videos are very similar. However, according to Amerie, Beyonce didn't steal her sound or image. She might have been merely influenced by it. I wouldn't say that. A lot of people are gonna say different things, but artists, we're all in dialogue with each other. No artist is an island. You can't say, I have no influences. Sometimes people try to say, I have an influence. They're 50-year-old ones from back in the day, but we're all influenced by old and current music.
That's a fact.
We can't get around it. The question is Amerie being PC? In my opinion, yes. Amerie appears to be humble and non-confrontational. She isn't the type of person who would air out someone else's dirty laundry. With that being said, even if Beyonce did steal her sound, I doubt Amerie would talk about it. Also, at the same time, isn't a producer allowed to work with other artists? Was Rich only allowed to work with Amerie? Speaking of sound theft, let's talk about Amerie's third album and Beyonce's B-Day. Now, in my opinion, Amerie's third album, Because I Love It, marks the beginning of her decline. For one, Rich Harrison, the person that crafted her signature sound, was not on this album. Instead, Amerie opted to work with different producers. Her sound changed. It became more experimental and pristine. These are all good traits for an album to possess. However, what's the point of crafting a good album if people don't get to hear your music? Which leads me to my next point. Amerie's third album was not promoted in the US because the label chose to release it in the UK first. Initially, Amerie didn't think this was a good idea. She preferred to release the album globally. However, after a lot of back and forth with the label, she decided to do as they pleased. Soon after that, Amerie left the label.
Because I Love It was supposed to be released in the States, but they were going to stagger it. So they were going to release it in the UK first, and then release in the States. And I just didn't feel like that was a really good idea to begin with.
In my opinion, the label did her dirty. Amerie's core fan base was in the US, so logically speaking, her album should have been promoted here. It appears someone at the label didn't have her best interests at heart. First, they didn't want her to drop one thing as a single and tried to make her give it to J-Lo. Second, they didn't promote her album well. And third, they let other people take her sound. Someone behind the scenes messed up, hence Amerie's departure from the label. In the same year Amerie's third album came out, Beyonce released B-Day. The album was highly successful, selling over 500,000 copies in the first week and debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200. Why is B-Day significant, you may ask? Well, Amerie's former collaborator, Rich Harrison, produced and wrote a few songs on B-Day. Clearly, Rich was after the bag. He had time to work on Beyonce's B-Day and to work with other artists, but he couldn't give Amerie one track for her album. Just one. After leaving Columbia, Amerie signed to Def Jam. She released her fourth album, In Love and War, through the imprint. And to be blunt, it flopped. The album debuted at #46 on the Billboard 200 and sold 12,500 copies in the first week. Once again, Rich Harrison stayed far away from this project. At the end of the day, Amerie got sidelined. They blackballed her. When her first album dropped, she along with Ashanti and J-Lo were in the running for the top spot. At the time, Beyonce didn't have a solo album out yet, so Amerie's sound was still hers. However, that changed when Beyonce released Dangerously in Love. Everybody wanted to work with Rich Harrison. He was hot, and he knew it. So he chose to work with whomever would pay him more. It's just business. Now, a lot of people have been wondering what Amerie does now that her main focus isn't music. She's a writer and a YouTuber. I have an EP coming out Friday. Actually, I'm working on another one that I want to put out in July. I have an anthology coming out, a villain-themed anthology with a lot of best-selling authors. I've been doing a lot of writing too. I love writing. That's what I did when I was really young. I'm working on a sci-fi fantasy trilogy. Amerie's anthology series, Because You Love to Hate Me, became a New York Times bestseller. She has a book club that she promotes on Instagram. She claimed to read about 50 books a year and created the page to get more people into reading and to interact with her audience.
Hi, this is Amerie. Welcome to my channel, Books Beauty Amerie, where I talk a lot about the books that I'm reading. I'm also talking about all the books that I love. Still fire.
She got what, in her 40s probably now?
Amerie still drops music here and there. In 2016, she dropped an EP called Drive. On the project, she reunited with Rich Harrison to release a track called Out Loud.
When this came out, it sounded like something she would have dropped back in the day.
And Rich collaborated. In 2018, Amerie released a double-sided project titled 4 AM Mulholland and After 4 AM. As far as her social media goes, Amerie gets about 1 million monthly plays on Spotify, and like I mentioned earlier, she's very active on YouTube and Instagram. Amerie is married now, and she's also a mother. She's free to drop music whenever she wants, and will continue to do so.
Keep doing that, sis. That's the only way you can do it. So you got people in your ear. You're already a figure, public figure. You don't need them.
That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Amerie in your opinion? Let me know down below. Also, if you've any video.
I mean, bro, like, she already known, you feel me? So, like, the other business ventures gonna just come, you feel me? Like, you just gotta go 120% in it. And now I know she feel like she not shackled anymore because she don't got the record label and all that to worry about. Like, she living life. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm happy. I'm happy. Happy for her. That's dope. That's dope. But great video. Great video. It's your boy G up at out of here. Peace.